Hi everybody,
Hi, my name is Nikki.
I'm Vicky and you're watching Whiskies I Haven't Drank.
Yes, and this is number 9 of our 12 Whiskies of Christmas review. So we're nearly there.
Yeah, just a little bit more and we're there.
Yes. So as we're getting closer to Christmas, we decided we're taking on a whiskey that is close to our heart because it's close to our home.
Yes, one of the cool Irish distilleries and here in Dublin, so we decided, why not? We're gonna implement it into our very special list.
Yeah, and this is one of the whiskey that we have accidentally found in drinking in a bar and just having a sip of it and turn it to be actually very nice, smooth whiskey, which we did try afterwards, having a full bottle at home, I remind. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
But let's name it by the name of
Ta-da!
Roe Co.
Rowan CO indeed.
Yes.
Okay, can you look at the bottle?
It's a really cool bottle.
Camera guy, do the
Yes.
close up. Here.
We don't have a camera guy yet. Yeah.
Acknowledge him.
We're not that well paid just at the moment. Later, maybe. Subscribe, like, everything. So we can have a camera guy. This is actually one of the bottle. What we turn into be a decoration with some lights inside, because once you drank the whiskey out of it, it looks really cute.
Yeah, actually it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, like a lamp or whatever. There you go. Then you just do ta-da! Instant Christmas decorations, whiskey style.
And you can keep them through the summer too.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Totally. Now back to the full bottle.
Back to the history of the distillery and why we think it's a really, really cool whiskey. So as we said, it's a brand new distillery, just opened in 2019. So let me just read up a few things off their website, which is simply roeandcowhiskey.com if you do want to visit yourself. It says, inspired by the once world famous George Roe and Co distillery in Dublin. Roe and Co is the new contemporary blend named to honor the memory of a whiskey maker whose distillery was in its time the largest in Ireland. George Roe and Co helped build the golden era of Irish whiskey in the 19th century. The distillery at Thomas Street in Dublin extended over 17 acres. Now, that won't be possible now.
Massive.
Yes. And they were Ireland's largest exporter of whiskey. The neighbours of hundreds of years, George Roe and Co and Guinness, were the two biggest names at its heart of Dublin historic brewing and distillery quarter. Now, however, the amazing story of George Roe and his family in their famous whiskies has largely been lost in the history since the distillery closed its gates in its 1926. And all that remains in the distillery, a windmill tower and a pear tree whose flower is still up now today. The pear tree, which is still alive, as I just mentioned, and blooming, still having berries every single summer. It's still standing, but this time it's standing inside of the whiskey distillery. Please, if you do have a time, check their website. It actually looks really cool. And now for Christmas time, they actually lit it up with lights all around it.
That's super cool.
This is how they're looking after history. I think it's
not bad.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love the story.
Maybe they're giving the tree some whiskey. That's why it grows.
Maybe, although with pear it would be the Hungarian palinka, which is like Putin, where actually the whiskey we're coming from, so kind of. Yes, yeah. But as we said, the new distillery opened in 2009 by restoring and repurposing the iconic Guinness powerhouse as a distillery. Roe and Co is also helping to regenerate Dublin's Liberties D8 district, the home of whiskies, Irish during the original golden age of Irish distilling. I like their pitch.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And
yeah,
they're still running strong.
Absolutely. Now let's have a look at what they actually giving us in the bottle of Roe and Co. There's a few different blends available, but the most available one is the basic blend what they have. And this blend is somewhere around the 50, 45, 40 euro mark, depending again where do you actually buying it from. So super reasonable price, to be honest, for a good whiskey. If you do go into opening it, what apparently we're going to experience is creamy, delightful, fragrant, which is a wide and unspecified smell. What you should
can
get.
be whatever you want it to be.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they say
I
though.
like it.
Yeah.
Leave it with me.
I'll check it out. They say it's been so it's non-chilled, filtered, and it's aged in bourbon cask.
45 degrees as well.
Yeah, from
So
the
it's fairly
how it goes in the United States, bourbon cask has to be fresh oak, and then when it's finished, then they ship it to Ireland. We buy it here, and make some whiskey out of it. Then.
Now, just a quick information. There lately, a good few distilleries have opened in Ireland, and it's amazing that it started to bloom. All the whiskey ages are coming back into Dublin, but it's just all around the country as well. So what they do now, when they have a good idea, or they're trying to maybe just bring alive something old and bring back the history, is that they are purchasing somewhere around the 10 years old cask from a well-known other distillery, and then they put their ore maturation process for the last 2 or 5 years, depending on how old is the whiskey in here, and that basically gives that the flavor and then the iconic smell, flavor, nose and palate and everything in there. And that became very new in Ireland, because obviously a lot of distilleries are kind of opening with no money, but they're trying to step into the market. So I think it's amazing that it's possible without waiting for 15 years to create your own whiskey.
When you have a brand new distillery, you have to do something.
I think it's brilliant, because it gives the opportunity for entrepreneurs and inventors and people who are whiskey enthusiasts to step into the game without actually waiting for their 10 years.
Now, we can do the smelling and tasting and all that. So what do they say about the smell?
Well, as I mentioned, it says creamy, delightful, fragrant. Nothing more.
Creamy, delightful and fragrant.
So there is no vanilla, no almonds, no espresso beans, no cherry oaks.
Well, it is a blended one, so that's kind of, it can be, undecided.
Smell like the Cork.
Yeah, but not the city though.
Only the Irish would know.
Okay, well.
Let's do the nose one more time.
From the glass.
Yeah, and maybe this time we can check the tears as well.
Maybe we can.
Alright.
Oh, the tears.
So it doesn't have long legs, fairly light and blended. And these for me.
They are, let me do another one. Okay.
Nearly like no tears. This is not crying at all.
Okay, so they're faster than some of them, the single malts and especially Scotch, at least the ones that we tried so far. They usually tend to be thick and slow. This one goes a little bit faster and thinner, which sometimes way back I thought that has to be a bad sign and bad whiskey or whatever. But when it comes to whiskey, it's not always that simple.
Yeah, I would also say the same. How I thought about them and how I judge them, but knowing that we have that whiskey before, and I know that we fairly much liked it,
this is actually this is a kind of cheat on this list, because we already know that we like this whiskey.
It's not a cheat. We drank a lot of these whiskeys out of the review.
No, none of them.
Yes,
I don't
we
know
did.
what she's talking about. Cut. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Quick.
Anyway.
Okay. So before you drink, what you should be tasting is a notes of soft spice and mellow spun sugar, along with warm hints of spiced pears and woody vanilla.
Okay. Then.
Ready?
Well, cheers then.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah. It's just so nice. Like, it just have this sugary, sweety.
Yeah. vanilla, of course. But look, considering this is a blended whiskey, this is unbelievably well-made whiskey. Usually, at least in my opinion, when it's something that's like a single malt, they tend to be more precise and because it's very difficult to manufacture very high quality whiskey when it's blended, because you have to combine all of them, and these guys really did it. So
yeah, to be honest, and even the first sip, it just really has that kind of a pear and vanilla. I mean, I don't think I could have pinpointed a pear up until I read it, but now when you trying to find out the kind of a fruity sweetness of it, which is not the usual cherry or sherry and orange and zest kind of a feelings, it's definitely the pear. It's a tree.
It's a tree.
It's just such an easy drinking whiskey. I think this is a definitely good whiskey for beginners.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. When you're starting with whiskey, you have, I mean, it's crazy how many of them you have. It can be a hit or miss until you find something you like. This is a blended whiskey. It's not too expensive, so you can actually kind of, afford to be wrong if you are, but I don't think you will.
No.
Actually, I don't think you will.
I'd say you like it. And if you do actually have, just out of interest, I was reading on the website, if you do have the chance to visit the whiskey distillery, it's part of their basic tour that they let you after the tour to sit down, have a few sips of whiskies. And you can also choose one whiskey cocktail that you may like, and they teach you how to mix it, and then you can drink it there by yourself. I think this whiskey is perfect for whiskey cocktails because it has its characteristic of such an easy drinking, yet it gives you the nice whiskey feeling.
It's not going to overpower anything. And but you can still drink it neat like this, as I think whiskey should be drank. But everybody has his own style. But you can definitely do this. You can experiment with the cocktails, and this video is not sponsored by anybody.
No.
Yeah, we're talking a lot about the distillery and all that, but it's only because we kind of fascinated by it, because it's really, really cool place, and if you can, you should visit.
And I think we have to say that we really are not sponsored at the moment, although we would like to one day. By any of the whiskey distilleries or the whiskies. It is truly just our reviews and our feelings about the bottles, what we're reviewing. Yes.
And if you find yourself in Ireland, you're going to be able to find this whiskey without a problem, because here, of course, it's a local. So
yeah.
For American friends, if you have somebody coming to you from Ireland or Europe, probably they can get you one of these. So it looks to me that every review that we do, we always recommend the whiskey, so people gonna get confused, like which one we should take. But these 12 that we kind of chose for Christmas, we kind of knew that they should be good. So,
and we're gonna like it because there's no secret anymore. We did drink some of these ones before. He doesn't remember.
But
anyways, once you stop drinking it, here's what you should be sensing after your last sip. Lingering and gentle ending with a light creaminess. It's just as nothing and everything like the beginning.
Okay, that is a little bit vague.
No, but I do like this. Look, okay, nose. Creamy, delightful, fragrant. There's no specific anything in there.
I know.
At the very end, finished. Lingering and gentle ending with a light creaminess. Like, I love what they did with it.
This was written by somebody who knows what he's doing.
Good marketing. I love it. Because it fits by, it doesn't say too much, yet it covers everything. What possibly you could experience in the finish or the beginning. I love it.
Look, the bottom line is the whiskey is nice and it's smooth enough. Considering it's a blended whiskey, it's extremely nice and it's really tasty. So definitely this should be on your list of must-try whiskies, and this one is Irish.
And I think we can highly recommend it at this stage to come to Dublin and visit any of the whiskey distilleries, and if you do need help, just leave a little comment in the bottom. We can give you a list of the places where you should go, because it is hopping at the moment, Dublin, with all the brand new whiskies, and I think it's amazing, and it's great to support some of these new entrepreneurs and adventurous people who decided to try their luck and start a new whiskey distillery. Why not?
True.
Give them stars.
The stars, I'll give him 4 for now.
I'll give it 5. I give it 5 because I have to say, knowing the story, and the first time when I drank it, it was
Like
just...
the tree.
I mean, I love it. They just put the tree. They didn't cut the tree. Like, this is how you reserve history, okay? They didn't cut the tree. They put it into the whiskey distillery, and it's vanilla and pear flavor. I mean, isn't that just...
Fine.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, I think it's 5 because it's an amazing blended whiskey. It's a new Irish whiskey, and based on from where they came from and what they put together, it's an amazing job.
It is. Well, there you have it. You can try it. Roe Co. Well, this is it for today.
Yes.